sister nearly collapsed on top of me, clutching her chest as the smoke enveloped us. Eyes burning and trying not to breathe too deeply, I searched frantically in my bag for an inhaler. Eventually, her lungs opened up and she was finally able to breathe. I glared at the source of her asthma attack. A group of middle-aged men and women standing in front of us, puffing on cigars at the Independence Day celebration in Galveston Beach. We didn't choose to breathe in that smoke, nor did we choose the need to breathe. The choice was made for us by the individuals who signed up to fatality the moment they purchased that tobacco. In order to stop the spread of secondhand smoke, we must first understand what secondhand smoke is, the dangers associated with exposure, why it is still such a prevalent issue today, as well as potential federal, local, and personal issues. Solutions to the issues. Secondhand smoke is the smoke that is released by tobacco products during use and exhaled by the user. This vapor then spreads into the lungs of those nearby. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website, tobacco smoke contains more than 7,000 chemicals, hundreds of which are toxic, and about 70 which cause cancer. This has led to a death rate of 7,330 deaths from lung cancer and 33,950 from heart disease per year, according to the American Lung Association. Secondhand smoke can also trigger strokes and emotional changes such as depression. Children exposed to secondhand smoke are at increased risk of illness, lung infections, ear infections, coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, and worsening asthma. There is also a correlation between secondhand smoke and sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. Pets are also at risk. Lee Buzzart, a veterinarian, states in our article the effects of secondhand smoke on pets. Pets living among smokers are at increased risk of respiratory issues, eye infections, allergies, nasal cancer, and various other tumors. Causes of secondhand smoke exposure are directly attributed to those who choose to smoke around others or at all. A 2011 article by Lee Weber describes several reasons as to why people may choose to start smoking. These include social factors, such as being surrounded by people who may condone or even encourage smoking, and environmental factors, people who grow up in poor neighborhoods with parents who have less education are more likely to become smokers in adulthood or in their teenage years, as well as internal factors such as using tobacco to cope with emotional distress, wanting to look cool, or as a method of rebellion. Eventually, casual use leads to addiction. For many smokers, the momentary pleasure far outweighs the negative consequences. For some, they don't fully understand the consequences that smoking does not have on just them, but on those around them. The most efficient and effective way to ban the effects of secondhand smoke would be to instill a federal ban of smoking in all public settings, especially those indoors. This includes malls, bars, sports arenas, workplaces, public gatherings and celebrations, parks, and playgrounds. Some of these locations do have bans, while others allow smoking or have a separate smoking section where the vapor still, without proper ventilation, is circulated in the environment and people still breathe it in. Also, smoking should be legalized around children and the elderly, who are more at risk of developing illness. However, while public attitude has become increasingly negative towards smoking, such a policy is still unlikely to be passed in the immediate future. This is why I encourage all business owners and landowners to ban smoking in and around their properties. Now, this ban may be unpopular for some customers. However, is the health and safety of innocents less important than making an extra buck? For non-smokers, make it a point to ban smoking in your homes and your cars. If you see someone smoking, it is okay to ask them to move somewhere else or to stop. For those of you who do smoke, while I understand that it can be a severe addiction and I encourage you to seek treatment to help you quit, never smoke around children, pets, or any other non-smoker, as these have serious health effects. Because once you light up, it becomes not only your problem, but ours as well. My sister didn't choose to have a debilitating asthma attack that day. The choice was made for her by the thoughtless actions of those careless individuals. Will you make that choice for someone else?
Oh, God.